Hi guys, welcome to Strength Reversed. My name is Amy. Thanks for watching for the first time, or again, as the case may be. Today is the next episode in my Tarot Spiral series where I take a journey through the cards and arrive at hopefully a deeper meaning and deeper understanding of the cards as I'm kind of forced to study them. Today, I am discussing the dreaded Hierophant, card number 5. This card has a bit of a charge for a lot of people, including me, because you see this figure and it looks like a priest or a bishop or a pope, and I'm taken back to my Catholic schoolgirl days where I had to make up sins when I went to confession. That's in a whole other video. But I think a lot of people have a hard time. It's not a very palatable card for a lot of people. The Hierophant is related to many other cards. So we started the journey with the Fool, and then eventually the Fool splits off into this duality of the Magician and High Priestess. These are two aspects of the Fool, the Divine Masculine and Divine Feminine, that we all have within us. And after that, we have this run of 3 cards, which is the Emperor, the Empress, and the Hierophant. And these 3 work together as a sort of committee. So the Fool now encounters something outside of himself, which would be mother, father, education, or nature, society, religion. And just like the High Priestess advises the Empress in turn advises the Emperor, but so does the Hierophant. So they all work together a little bit. The Hierophant is also sometimes called the High Priest. I have a High Priest card here in the Mott Tarot. And in this way, the Hierophant is very related to the High Priestess card. There are pillars in both of these cards, just like there are in the Justice card, but the pillars are a little different. The High Priestess has to do with inner wisdom, and the Hierophant has to do with outer wisdom. This is wisdom from study or from tradition. There are some other symbols in the card, like the scepter with these 3 lines on it, which I read signifies 3 worlds: the physical world, the astral world, and the etheric world. And you see also his kind of benediction hands. If you know what this mudra actually means, if it means something more than a blessing, I would love to know. Leave me a comment in the comments. But you also see this the 3 people, and there are lots of cards with this triad in it. The next 2 cards, which are the Lovers and the Chariot cards, also have this triad, and the Devil card does as well. And this can represent trying to balance those 2 polarities of the either the inner and outer worlds, or the intuition and intellect. And down here, most Hierophant cards have these keys on them. And they might be silver and gold, or they might both be gold. But again, we have these 2 worlds, the inner and outer, or the mundane world and the spiritual world. And keys represent wisdom and knowledge, and the Hierophant is the person who is supposed to help us unlock this knowledge. And here's where it gets a little sticky. For me, the Hierophant card represents a lot of what is good and bad about religion. And I think those keys are where we kind of go off the rails with a card like this. So I'm just going to read my notes. When I look at this card and kind of wrote down a bunch of words that just popped into my head, I wrote Pope, religion, society, teacher, doctor. This can also be a lawyer, a professor. Has the secrets, power from without, a body of knowledge, indoctrination, initiation, expertise, and tradition. And I would also add foundation to that. I think when I think of religion and the good things that can come from religion and what religion is maybe supposed to be, which is a guide for your life, teaching someone how to be kind to their neighbor, or the golden rule, or providing support, or kindness and compassion and forgiveness, and then contrast it with the shadow side, which can be control, a lot of times control through guilt and shame, or loss of personal power, being critical, being rigid, conforming. A lot of, for me, religion was based on fear and also dogma. Those can all be shadow aspects of the Hierophant. Maybe it's reversed, or maybe it's just a shadow aspect. So if it's reversed, you might go in either direction. Maybe it's something rigid, or playing too much by the rules, ignoring common sense, ignoring your gut feeling, maybe being too gullible, or bending the rules in a way that might not be productive. Also, I think the Hierophant reversed, to me, is the perfect card that would say cult. It's just something that is out of balance, and it's very, people have lost their personal identity and their free will. The Hierophant and the Emperor, for a lot of times, were very confusing for me for a long time. And they still kind of are, because they do overlap. They both even look similar. I'm going to link in the description Christiana Gaudet's video about the difference between the Emperor and the Hierophant. And basically what she says, which really, really helped me, is that it's kind of like church and state. They are both in positions of authority, but they derive their authority from different places. So the Emperor has authority because of the kind of person he is. Maybe he's a good leader. Maybe he is charismatic or confident. And the Hierophant is in a position of authority because he possesses a certain body of knowledge. So if you are interested in more information, definitely look up Christiana Gaudet's video. Kitchen Table Tarot describes the Hierophant as a trickster card, but that's interesting to me because I've also heard that about the Magician and about the Emperor. And she says that the Hierophant serves, and this is because of the triad, it's like a bridge between the two worlds. And the Hierophant is supposed to make wisdom more palatable for the average person. These keys, I think, are what is missing for me from my personal experience with religion. That's what was missing. Only some people were allowed to have the keys. Only some people were given the key, and some people were just kept out. And it was more of a control thing and more of an illusion. And I think religion is supposed to be ideally that foundation of tradition where you then continue your individual journey, discovering things about yourself and trying to become a better person. I think sometimes it's problematic when religion is the end result. So you just go to a church service every week and that's the extent of it, and it's not used as a foundation to grow or move beyond where we are right now. So I think the Hierophant is not necessarily a difficult or negative card. I don't really believe in positive and negative cards, only varying degrees of difficulty. I think the Hierophant Allison from Tech Coven has in her As If series a really good video about having to find a new meaning of the Hierophant. And for me, this is maybe thinking of it as ancient wisdom or the wisdom of ancestors. The wisdom that's available to all of us might serve us better. I have some other versions of the Hierophant. I really like this one from Cosmic Tarot because he can see. He's a seer. I like all their blazing eyeballs in the Cosmic Tarot. The Tarot of the Weird is very interesting because card number 5 is called the Hermit and card number 9 is called the Shaman. But you can see this, to me, the Hermit is more inner wisdom, kind of like the High Priestess. But maybe someone who is hidden away on their studies, you know, doing their studies, and I have to look more into that connection. The Mystical Cats Tarot has the Priest, and you can see this definite connection to the wisdom of the ancients. And this is the Light Seers Tarot. And I like this Hierophant. You can see that scepter with the 3 worlds, because this one is more about the individual. And this person might have a lot of information through study. They might be that Hierophant who can help you, but it's more about kind of I don't like to think of spiritual development as a ladder, because I don't think that there are levels exactly. In that I don't think you are more or less advanced than other people. I just think some people are learning one lesson and some people are learning completely different lessons. So, but I like that there is this ladder in the background, these stairs that kind of lead up to other worlds and to maybe enlightenment and to wisdom that came before us, and that it's accessible to everyone. This person isn't like the other Hierophant. I don't know where I put the card. The other Hierophants that's kind of like blocking the entrance. This person's like, here, let me help you. Let me help you climb the stairs. And this is the Santa Muerte Tarot. And you can see this blessing mudra. I don't know if this mudra means anything else. I would be interested to know that. But you can see the 2 candles that are acting as the pillars, and then the Ouija board, and he is connected to the other side and connected to spirits or ancestors, and can help you get information from them. Okay, well... So the lesson of the Hierophant for me is to embrace the knowledge that we already have, but that it's not, gaining that knowledge isn't the end result. I think of it sometimes as a library. If you think of like a library as a place that holds all of the knowledge, there's a librarian who could help you find the book that you want, but the point is not to read all the books in the library and be done. The point is to use the information that you need to do better, to learn more, to make your life better, to make yourself better. But we can't reject our common sense along the way. We have to be true to our inner wisdom also. Okay, let me know what you guys think of the Hierophant in the comments. Make sure to like or subscribe, and I thank you so much for watching. Bye, guys.